Is a choose-your-own-adventure a game? While some pen and paper RPGs could be considered a choose-your-own-adventure game, if the game master is skilled enough, I would say the first real choose-your-own-adventure games were choose-your-own-adventure books. Goosebumps was common sight at elementary libraries, at least where I'm from. The problem I found with those books is most had a true ending, with a lot of dead ends along the way. Losing tends to be a requirement for something to be a game, so that's fine. The biggest problem is the very strict linearity it creates. Virtual CYOAs could provide more freedom, but if you want me to talk about electronic CYOAGs, press the like button. If you don't care, press the dislike button. Choose-your-own-adventure video games are another bag. It's easier with more modern games. Telltale puts the descriptor right in there. Point-and-click adventure games or text-based adventure games have some similarities, but those can't be called CYOA games. Most point-and-clicks are not much more than very confusing riddles. Not so much puzzles as a very elaborate guessing game. Text-based adventure games are more so a way to get around the limitations of computers at the time. This leaves a very large gap, making electronic CYOAs mostly a modern thing. Visual novels are the simplest form and the most true to the roots. The Telltale productions, as burdened with QTEs as they are, have become the standard for CYOAs. Even these modern examples tend to be limited in scope. Adventures tend to be more linear than the designers would like to admit. Telltale has a habit to make up for the lack of branching with flashy visuals and interesting characters. Speaking of gameplay, visual, and story, write in the comments which of the 4 aspects of a game, sound, visual, story, gameplay, you want me to analyze for CYOAs. Using my 4-aspect analysis for CYOAs, story is the most important aspect. The gameplay is very simplistic and quite formulaic. Sound and visuals are where CYOAs can really make the difference. Sound isn't so much a thing for books, so visuals are a way for books to make up lost ground. Problem is, beyond the cover, few CYOA books provide illustrations. Even the simplest form of a virtual CYOA, the visual novel, has a huge advantage over most books. Of course, the difference between book and virtual is not nearly as important as that of game and not game. No matter the format, CYOAs can't avoid the basic limitations of the genre. One of the worst things a game can do is remove player control. The total absence of player control would make a book CYOA just a novel, and a virtual just a movie or an ebook. Watching a game is not the same thing as playing a game. I say this because CYOAs never had that much player control to begin with. This is more understandable with books, as any book containing a plot with multiple endings, along with every variation of the path to get there, would be the size of War and Peace, just for simple stories. Games should have an easier time. You don't need to retype the entire ending just to add one sentence based on one past choice. This doesn't seem to stop companies like Telltale from having effectively one ending with branches that never seem to move very far from center, so to say. A game should never play itself. Something about the genre makes it very easy to be lazy. So, is a CYOA a game? Yes, it technically fits enough of the criteria, even in book form, to count as a game. A better question would be, is the genre any good for gaming? I'd have to say no. The original creators did not intend for CYOAs to be a game and did not label it as such. It's only recently with virtual versions that call themselves game. A lack of player control coupled with a format that encourages laziness renders this genre a poor fit for gaming. That's not to say you can't make a good CYOA game, it's just very difficult. Rhythm games and QuickTime Event Fest can be great games, so a CYOA could be too. But quality requires effort, so don't expect too much. If you want me to ramble on about other topics, press the subscribe button. Oh, come on.